you guys? Welcome back. Today we are doing a video all about recycling beauty products. So obviously we all have a lot of empties. These are my empties from the month of May, as well as the empties from my Shop Your Samples project pan. That video just went up a couple of days ago. And we're gonna kind of go through these, and I'm going to give you some tips and information on how to recycle your beauty products. I know there's a lot of like weird information out there. It's really hard to find good information about recycling beauty products because they're made out of so many different materials, and recycling varies so much from where you are. So my biggest piece of advice numero uno, would be to look up the recycling restrictions where you are. So there are going to be some things that you can recycle that I can't based on my location. There are going to be some things that I can recycle that you can't based on your location. But today we are going to be going over various recycling information, so hopefully this video helps. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy informational videos like this so that I know to make more in the future, and make sure you hit the big subscribe button if you'd like to see more of me. Let's get into the recycling fun. Okay, so the first thing that I did when I was looking at this information is I looked up the recycling in my area. So I've been doing this for a while. I live in Arizona. I looked it up by my city because it's different. It varies city to city. That's how vastly different it is in different locations. So our recycling cans are blue, and there's a list that you can find on your city's website that says recyclable items that you can place in the blue container. There's also another list normally of kind of examples of those items. So for example, this is a list for my city on things that we can put in there, and one of the things on the list is glass. But then if you go to the list of like with more examples, which typically looks like a flyer, it gives you glass items that you can and can't. So you can put in food and liquid bottles, you can put in wine and beer bottles, you can put in glass condiment containers, you cannot put in light bulbs, you cannot put in mirrors, things like that. Okay, so for beauty products, it's a bit different. Obviously, a lot of places, and specifically today I'm going to be talking about where I live because that's the reference that I have to go on. So you do need to verify with your city that the information is correct because it's going to differ from place to place. But where I live, we can obviously recycle cardboard, and a lot of that is like boxes and packaging that things come in. So much makeup and skincare and things like that come in cardboard packaging. So we'd be able to just take those, you break it down, you kind of put it, you know, we try to break it down. So my city, it has to be 2 feet by 2 feet or smaller to be put into the bin. Obviously most of them are. So I just break everything down, kind of get it as small as I can, toss it into my blue recycle bin. So for things in here, like this box right here, these are all empties for May. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it above. But like something like this is cardboard. So I just literally go like this, kind of flatten it down, and then this goes straight into my blue bin, and that is literally easy peasy. Whenever I get new makeup or new skincare or anything, whenever my subscription boxes come in, all of that shredded paper, all of the boxes, all of the packaging from the products themselves, as soon as I go through everything, I take all of that, put it straight into my blue bin and get it recycled. Now makeup empties themselves are a little bit more difficult. So for something like this is a little sample of an Elemis cleansing oil. On the back of it, it has the recycle logo, but there is no number inside. So based on my city's version of this, it says that this includes any non-specifically numbered 1 through 6 or combinations of one or more of these items. It can also include biodegradable plastics. So this can be tossed out. So normally what I would do for this is I would take this plastic piece, because this is what has the label on it. This is made out of a different type of plastic, and normally the caps are going to be more of like mixed materials or something like that. I would take this, I would rinse it out. My city ordinates that it doesn't have to be like cleaned out, but like rinsed is usually good enough. And I would just take this, put this straight into my bin after I rinse it out, and then this I would toss with my regular trash. For something like this has the recycle logo on it, as well as a website that says howtorecycle.info, and it says empty and replace lid. So for this, I would take this out, I would give this a rinse because obviously you've got some like crumbs from the bath salts in there, and then I would toss the lid into the garbage, and I would put this in the blue recycle bin. A lot of what I end up doing is just reading the packaging packaging. So for example, this is an aerosol can, the IGK. Obviously this cannot get recycled. This would go straight into the garbage. Now the can itself, if you look at the back of it, there is no recycle label. So because of this, I would then go to the website and I would look at the list of aluminum or metal cans and which ones are recyclable or not. This is an aerosol can and it says you cannot recycle this. So things like this, aerosol cans, unfortunately, those are gonna have to go into the garbage can. I'm trying to move away from like the aerosol type cans because obviously this is just straight up trash, and this is a lot of trash for just a couple weeks of volumizing texture spray. So I would rather not have that more often. I'm trying to move away from the aerosol cans so that I don't have to throw all of these in the garbage, but that would be just straight up trash. The Bath & Body Works shower gels, if you look on the back, it doesn't have a like little recycle code, but on the bottom it does have a recycle code, so you want to make sure you check all of the packaging. This has the triangle with a 1 inside. That means it is the PETE plastic, and that normally covers soda, water, ketchup, salad dressing, shampoo, mouthwash bottles, pickle, jam, peanut butter jars, things like that. So for that, my city says that you don't have to remove the labels or the inserts, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the lid. I'm going to keep the label on there. I would just rinse this out. The lid itself, I would throw away. Most of these lids, like I said, they're made out of mixed products, mixed plastics and metals and materials, and you can't recycle these. But this, I would rinse this out, toss this straight into my bin. Here is another box packaging. If you guys buy these Spongel body buffer things, I mean, it's cardboard, so you just break that baby down, flatten it out, straight into the bin. Now these, the Spongels, they come wrapped in plastic. That plastic, I don't know if you can recycle or not since it typically has like liquid all over it. I do throw away that plastic, so if you can recycle that, let me know, because that I haven't been able to find any information on. And the sponges themselves, can you recycle Spongel sponges? Are they biodegradable? How bad are they for the environment? I genuinely don't know, and I've tried to look it up online and I cannot find any information about it, so if you can let me know, please do. But these, the packaging, really easy, just straight into the bin. So I'd like to point out at this point in the video a bit of a visual aid. I've only gone through a few products here, and I want you guys to realize all of these products that I've shown you, if I were to do my recycling method for these, I would be able to recycle all of this, and the only things that would be going in the garbage are 4 lids and 1 bottle. And honestly, this is a much better amount of garbage than everything else sitting in front of me. There's so much that you can recycle, and it doesn't take very long. Obviously, it's taking me a lot longer sitting here explaining it to you guys, but normally this only takes me a few minutes to go through everything, and then I just rinse out the stuff I need to rinse out really quick, and it really doesn't take that long at all. So I do strongly urge everybody to recycle as much as you can. Make the little bit of difference that individuals can make. We're not going to change the world, but the little bit that we can do, especially if you use a lot of products like I do, that little bit is gonna help a little bit, you know? Then we get into products like this. This is the Soul Mood Melts. Now this is really weird because this isn't cardboard. I honestly don't know why ColourPop and Soul Body decided to do it like this. I will also say this has absolutely no recycle logo on it. Like, they could have very easily made this cardboard packaging and you would have been able to recycle it. This has no recycle logo on it, and I don't know what this material is. It almost feels like plastic. So this one I would actually have to like get in contact with somebody about to find out if I can recycle this, because I don't know what material this is, and there's no recycle information anywhere on this packaging, and I don't understand why they chose to do that. But I'm still gonna break it down. I'm gonna set that off to the side, maybe contact Soul Body to see if if this is made out of a recyclable material or what material this is made out of. And this is kind of where it gets to the tricky part, but 99% of it, super easy to do. And honestly, even if you're one of those people who you don't wanna go through the effort of finding out the information for each individual product, just recycling the stuff that you know you can recycle because it's labeled, so much better for the environment. Obviously, this packaging from Lush, all of their beautiful brown paper bags, these can all be recycled. The bags are made with 100% post-consumer material and is 100% recyclable. Even with the liquid on it, my city says that that's okay. So this, straight into the blue bin it goes. Then you have these types of bottles with the pump tops. This is the #1 PET plastic. So again, with this, just take this off. This pump itself, most of the times the pumps are not recyclable. Same with cleaning products like the Method brand. The bottles themselves you can rinse out and recycle. These sprayers, those do have to get thrown away. So for this would go into the trash. For this whole bottle, I'm gonna rinse it out, put it in. The label and everything in my city is okay. So that's all I have to do. Give it a quick rinse and it's done. Another product from Lush. Lush, most of their products, I mean all of them as far as I know, are recyclable. This is a little tin of lip balm. This is the Honey Trap lip balm. And the bottom of it says, please recycle this tin. This entire thing is recyclable, so I would just rinse it out and then dump it in the bin. So like I said, it's really easy to do. It gets very overwhelming and confusing if you don't have a jumping off point. So that's what I hope that this video is for you guys, a jumping off point. Even if you just grab an empty that you have, look at the bottom or the back of it, and if there is a recycle logo on it, you just recycle it, right? Even if you don't really delve super deep into it, that's okay. Just the little bit that we can do, obviously, if you're using a lot of beauty products, you are accumulating a lot of trash. So anything that we can do to just reduce the amount of trash that we're putting out into the world is obviously better. So my goal for this video was just to have it be a good jumping off point for you guys, just to show you it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It can be as overwhelming as you want it to be. It can be as involved and detailed as you want it to be. So if you just want to say, hey, I'm gonna make this easy on myself and just recycle the things that have the labels that I know that can be recycled, that's okay too. You don't have to delve super deep into it, but just that little bit of effort in this beautiful world that we live in would obviously be a little bit helpful. All of this is obviously personal choice, so let me know what you guys do with your empty beauty products down below. Some people even repurpose them, like they would take these jars and make this into something else, which I think is so cool. I just totally lack the creative initiative to do anything like that. But let me know down below what you guys do with your empty beauty products. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great one. Goodbye.